just like the biggest strip off towards musician I could think of. Hey guys, time for another unboxing. I got new headphones, but that was not so interesting. New cable, not so interesting. This one right here, also not that interesting. Because all we got in here are just cables. And power supply, multiplier with a fuse built in, just in case. So it's a little safer, maybe, and some USB. I just ordered one, maybe I'll order 2 or 3 more. Because the big plan is to basically get this entire mess under control. Yeah, it's not pretty. There are 2 cable canals, one here, it goes right here through, up until to the leg of the table. Same on the other side. So at the end, the cables go in here, run underneath of the floor, and will exit right here. Go up here into the desk, so that at the end none of this will be visible. But to do so, I need to plan it accordingly, and I'm missing some cables. I need the right cables, the right length, the right quality, because once it's all done, exchanging cables is possible, but it might take a little while to do so, because then I have to move the desk. Like it's complicated, so I want to make it right the first time. So basically for the next half hour, ordering cables, planning which cables I actually need, and make sure that I get the right quality cable. Doesn't need to be like a €1,000 cable, that's like nonsense. I see some companies doing that with, like, in German we call it Fließstromrichtung, like the direction, the flow of the power in it. It's like nonsense. It doesn't make any sense. It's a copper wire, there's nothing fancy about it. But make sure to get something where the production quality is good, the connections are safe. So something that is like in the middle, lower third of the price range should be fine, especially if it's like just installed once and you don't move or use it a lot. A guitar cable, yes, maybe get a fancier one that is sturdier, because you might like plug it in and out a couple of times. But in a studio, the medium stuff is really enough. So would you follow me to go and fight the world, don't you see? I'm shocked. Like I ordered way too many cables, way too expensive, although I didn't pick the really expensive ones. And I'm especially shocked about some cables being extremely expensive. And like I've done some research. Actually, they're all using basically the same stuff you see right here. I got like the jack connection and everything you need to connect it to a cable. Another one with an angle. XLR, female and male. Jack, another jack, balanced, unbalanced, corners. Like all of these parts are made by the same company for almost every single cable out there. It's Neutrik, whatever, however you pronounce it. Like they make all of these. So the cable companies, all they do is that copper cable with insulation, which isn't that hard to do. And then I've seen like on Thomann some of those cables being advertised as the best cable, cleanest cable, shielded cables, which I understand, that makes sense. And then there was matched cables, where you buy a pair of 2 cables that are acoustically matched. That's like the biggest nonsense I've ever heard. Yes, you can buy speakers matched, which can make sense, and yeah, it actually does make sense, so that they are tested both together in the same room and have the same measurement and are really exact, although most rooms will change that, of course, by a lot, so it doesn't actually matter that much, only if you have an acoustically treated room. But I think that's already a ripoff. Those cables were like $150 per meter just to have them matched, whatever that means. It's the same nonsense as the direction the current flows on the cable. No, like just like the biggest strip off towards musician I could think of. So really, I don't like companies doing that, ripping off artists, because we struggle enough. The world out there is tough, especially in 2020. And then like seeing something like the best cable and make it really expensive and then coming up with some marketing bullshit, I hate it. I honestly like also see this done a lot like with plugins. Usually when I don't like a plugin and some companies approach me, give me free plugins and stuff like that, that's fine and nice. But if I don't like the plugin or I think it's bullshit, I don't even talk about it. I deinstall it. And that's it for me. And I mean, let's be honest, how many EQs, compressors do we actually need? I still fully believe that like with the stock plugins that are included in Logic and most other DAWs, you're completely fine. Then maybe add 5, 6 that are like good for your style of music, because the DAWs plugins are usually very general. And like when plugins sell it as the new thing, or they get an artist involved that says that's how he makes his sound, and you as a beginner, you need it, otherwise you can't achieve the same, that really frustrates me a lot. And it's working on some. I hope this right here is a warning. Always get a demo, always test it, always see if it fits your workflow. Otherwise, don't spend it. There's like a lot of other stuff you can spend your money on. There's a lot of things that could help your career. Maybe promote your song instead of buying more plugins. Maybe focusing on finishing songs than buying more plugins. And the same ripoff, unfortunately, while we're already at it, is also happening with labels. I see a lot of labels, they make people follow or like their Spotify playlist so they can submit their demos to them. That doesn't have to be a thing. And then sometimes they have to log into something or like a page, or they have to buy something to get feedback. I've seen like big established labels take money from young producers just to listen to their songs. That's shady. And additionally, then the sample pack stuff, it's been going on a lot during Black Friday. And I also sell sample packs. There is nothing bad about sample packs, but first of all, especially with the bigger artists, no one of them is even involved in the creation of these kind of samples. I know like the Kashmir samples, Kashmir doesn't do them. He has an engineer that actually does it. So that's like already like tricking the people a little. And the second then is actually the price, because you have to think about it. It's a digital download. It's a product you can infinitely copy. So every sale is just like right in their pocket. So I think taking 30, 40, 50 bucks for a sample pack is a ripoff. That's also why my sample pack is always just like $5, and it always includes all of the previous packs. I think that's like something where it's fair. I still make enough to compensate my time that I spent making the sample pack and organizing everything. And it's more about the volume you sell. And like, I don't advertise my sample packs anywhere else, just like here on this channel. And like, I can only imagine how much money these people actually make. Like, it must be really insane. And you pay the price, you pay their greed, you pay on top the advertisement they have to do for it. So think twice before getting it. And also like the demo tracks. I never have a demo track for my sample packs, because usually those demo tracks are fake. Some samples aren't included, or all the good ones are included in the demo track, and that's then really it. So all I wanted to say, just be careful. Spend your money wisely, check the things, don't trust everyone, don't listen to the marketing, try to find other sources. For example, here on YouTube, people are doing reviews, or maybe online in a blog post. Just check before you buy. I've spent so much money on just bullshit that I don't use. Keep that in mind while shopping for Christmas. Anyways, next up, I have some Skype call meetings. Yeah, 4. That's at least like 2 hours. Hello. With mask. Just a lot of vlogging, casualty, the mic fell down. The usual stuff, Vanessa's used to it. Do you have to wear the mask the entire day?
Not when I'm sitting at my desk, but other
once...
than that, I have to wear it. Yeah.
That's so annoying, but yeah, unfortunately necessary in Germany. This close to a heavy lockdown again.
Yeah.
Or is it already? I didn't check the news.
No, but they are discussing it heavily until 10th of January.
It will happen 100%.
Which might be a mess for me work-wise.
Yes.
Because we have a big intake on 10th of January.
Oh, wow. Anyways, we're trying to make the best. Next up, Friday evening, dinner plus a special holiday with my parents. Yes, that's the best. Food with a lot of fat.
Yeah, I wanted to buy candy, but you didn't let me.
We'll make our own.